Hi, Huey.
Hi, Nancy. How are you?
I was talking to you, and I thought what we could do is this is a great fashion conversation that we're having here because I asked you about your scarf. So tell me about the origins of you wearing the scarf as a choker and what led you to that.
Well, I kind of always been, not happy about how long and kind of insecurity about my neck looks growing up. And in college, kind of like I started going out with my friends and not having a lot of money. So I kind of came up with, like ideas of, wearing choker and, have not having a lot of money to buy things. I kind of, went around like buying like scarf or like
Mhm.
just ribbons and create kind of like hand sew them myself and cut them into like kind of like just like perfect length and they tie around my neck
Mhm.
and kind of like fit with my outfit and play around with it really. So yeah.
Oh, cool. Um, and what do you have on today?
Well, it's kind of like like a thin scarf, and I kind of like tie it backward a little bit with like a bow on the side. It's cold out, and I want to cover my neck, so it's kind of like a choker scarf. And this is also inspired by kind of like I think Christian Dior back in 2014, 2015, when Raf Simons was like doing like choker
Right.
scarf that I really like. So yeah,
Very cool. Do you have a onesie on also? I
I
know
do. I
we
have.
have on our love. What does yours say? Love never dies, smile, baby. But you said that's a jumpsuit. It's a onesie, right?
It is a jumpsuit. It's kind of onesie jumpsuit, and it has like a zipper in the back, so I can like just like kind of like zip it up when I kind of just step myself in there and like call it a day. When
Oh, yeah. So how would you describe your sense of style, if anybody?
uh, it's very free. Lately I've been trying to not trying to, but like I want to make myself as comfortable as possible. Working from home and not being able to like go out, so being comfortable in my own skin and being able to move around and like cooking and working at the same time. Clothing like this makes a lot of sense. But before COVID happened, I was kind of like more, i I don't like the word like flamboyant or glamorous, but that's the kind of style I used to be, like into before COVID happened, because I like to kind of like have some flair, have some color, a lot of sequins or like feather or like just all that kind of like crazy thing.
Right.
But now definitely I watered out a lot. And it makes a lot of sense because it doesn't make sense for me to like wear all of this kind of like kind of clubby fancy outfits around the house and trying to cook and trying to work at the same time.
Right.
It's where we are. And also like as a person, I think that I need to kind of like kind of uh love myself in a way that, and like this kind of clothes make me feel like I get things done and just comfortable and
Right.
be just at home.
Right. Right. Well, you've always had a sense of style, though.
Well, you had a sense of style. I learned a lot from you when I was at Image Studio. So
Yeah, that's how actually we met. But yeah, your sense of style is like you said, you use the word freer. And even though it's, COVID and the things that you're doing, some people would never even think about, like the scarf. And it's not just for being cold, it is fashionable. It comes across as being fashionable, not just a utility piece. You're
and this is actually like a thrift thing I got years and years ago in college, and I wore maybe like a couple times when I first got it, but I've been using it a lot recently.
excellent.
For some reason, like things I have a lot of items that I bought and maybe I don't use often in when I just initially bought them,
Right.
but then down the line they kind of came back to me and they become a piece that I wear pretty much every day, like for example, this one been keeping me warm and just go with a lot of my outfit lately for some reason. It's really strange.
No, no. It's funny how accessories are really popping up now. People are finding their little items, the headbands for women. Amanda Gorman made that Prada headband sell out like crazy, that big thick one. And like you
Like
said,
turban. like turban kind of.
Turbans, yeah.
Yeah.
Head wraps. It's, I was wearing a head wrap the other day. It's Black History Month.
I saw that video. You look so good. I think it was kind of like a burnt orange, like
Yeah,
with
with
like
a bird.
coral.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I've been experimenting with a lot of different things. So the
Yeah.
next time you see me, I may have hair out to here too. So
You you are one person that I definitely throughout the years I've noticed that you had a lot of fun with your
yeah,
hairstyle and
yeah.
color.
I
Yeah.
always tell people hair is like your accessory too. I mean,
Yes.
it's the icing on the cake. You can do so many different things with it too.
If
And
I have the face for hair, I would definitely do hair. But my hair has been kind of this pretty much the same for the past 10 years. Short, kind of pixie look, fit with my face. And there are times that I wanted to change it and kind of maybe play with different color, but I never really had the bravery. I don't know why. I can play around with clothes, but for some reason I never had enough like courage to play with my hair.
that's interesting.
So
Yes.
weird.
And you play around with accessories though too, right?
I do. I actually love turban a lot, and turban was another item I wore. I would wear turban going to the cafeteria in my dorm room, and like with like choker to just have get lunch. It was so much fun in college. Like it's I just had the best time experimenting with different style and not having a lot of money. A lot of time like thrifting was like a thing like for a lot, and uh like just items that I would even pick up. I'm like, how would I even wear this? But I got it because it's so beautiful anyway. And
Right.
I ended up, figuring how to wear it later on. So there's sometimes it's like it depends. Like there are times when I see something, I'm like, oh, this is definitely something I can wear a lot. But there are things that I'm like, I'm not gonna wear this, but it's so beautiful. I have to get it anyway. And then eventually it just like click, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be an outfit.
Right. Well, see, it's good that you realize that and I think people are now picking that up. Maybe they're not rushed to get dressed. They're even just thinking from the waist up.
Yeah.
But at least it's getting them to think a little bit more about how their clothes can express who they are. So some of us just love it and it's a passion. And you put on these things and it's going to work, just like you just said, like your turban, the scarf, the jumpsuit. It feels comfortable. You feel good in it. And if you feel good in it, you look good in it.
Yeah, definitely clothes help me get through the day. There are days that I think that without like looking a certain way and feeling a certain way about myself, it'll be really hard to get through it. It's just like a kind of a mechanism of kind of like a lift me up kind of thing. If I don't have anything else in my life going how I want at that moment, clothes would probably like the last resort that
Do you have
help
a
me.
favorite thrift store that you shop at?
So Wicker Park has multiple ones that I really like. I kind of like check them out. When I go there, I kind of like check them out all at the same time.
Uh-huh.
And also like some thrift store, I think in like kind of like Bucktown area, Wicker Park also. I go to like the west side a lot to do all of that because well, in college I was introduced to that area as like kind of like kind of hipster,
Yeah.
kind of thrifty area. So I still go there when I have a chance. I definitely don't go there as often as I
Right.
used to anymore. Maybe like once every like couple months.
Mhm.
And also COVID. Uh,
Right.
but yeah, I also like to shop online. Like eBay is also like one a platform or a site that I used to use a lot to look for vintage bags, shoes, things of that nature. I
Mhm.
definitely found like some really cool cowboy boots from eBay.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yes,
I have
they
to
look like Givenchy. They look like they had like star, like the white star when like Ricardo Tisci was at Givenchy, and he designed like the star, like whatever print. And some of I got like a pair of cowboy boots that look like so similar. I'm like, I need to have this, and it was only like 40 bucks or something like that.
Have you worn them?
I've worn them in the summer. Yes,
Yeah.
I wore them in the summer. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
I
Well,
love your glasses, Nancy. I love
thank
you have
you.
a nice frame.
These are Tom Fords,
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't it? Yeah, he
Yes.
does everything so well. And when I was looking for computer glasses, that would have you could put the lens in, like we call them. When I went to the eye doctor, they actually called them, these could be your work glasses. And I
Yeah.
said, "Well, I want a cute frame so I can see the computer." And when they showed me these, I said, oh, yeah. So I wear them all the time. I mean, when I take them off, I'm like, oh, I don't
Yeah.
look the same. It's like I'm
It's
squinting or I'm trying to get closer. So
yeah.
yeah,
It's a good piece that it's an investment piece.
it
It's
is.
worth it because you wear it so often
You wear
anyway.
it so often. Yeah, the case is even,
Oh, it's so pretty.
it is. It's yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't know if they still have it, this style, but I just recently, it's been within since COVID. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had to do this.
I never bought myself anything of his, but I bought my older sister, like his perfume or like cologne.
Yeah.
She's kind of like my older sister, kind of tomboyish, but and like I got her this like Tom Ford cologne thing. It smell amazing.
Tom Ford, he does everything right, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's very talented. I mean, but yeah, I mean he had his time though. Definitely, like he's still doing great. But I felt like now I pay a lot more attention towards like younger upcoming designers that they need more spotlight.
And he realizes that too, because now he is with the CFDA,
Yeah,
like running. So it's almost like going to a mentoring stage, which
yeah,
is almost like what, I had my time teaching and doing all those things and still do it, but
yeah,
truly do love the teaching and training aspect of it too.
yeah,
So, so
yeah.
how would you like to end our little conversation on style today? Do you have a quote or
I
favorite
I
saying about fashion?
um that's a really good question, and I just you and me, Nancy, we kind of go way back, and I think I always thought that I wanted to have a career in fashion, but it did not turn out that way. But but it happened so that you and me, for some reason, still keep
Yeah.
in touch and still have this kind of conversation. It has been such a pleasure and a blessing because I feel like with my kind of love for fashion, it will never die.
Right.
Even regardless I work within the industry or not, having this conversation and learning about the history or learning about personal style or learning about what's next and learning it from you and hearing it from you is has been I think uh, I've been very fortunate to know you and to have someone like you in my life
Oh,
to continue to have this kind of conversation,
nice.
and I don't have it with anyone else or any other day but with you. So thank you, Nancy.
You're welcome. Thank you, Huey.